Hi, Cory Wilkins here, and welcome to part two of my series about my desert island type of plugin. Last time we looked at the Avid Channel Strip because I love channel strips. If I can only have one plugin to go across an entire mix, give me a channel strip. I don't even really care which one. But the bottom line is it can do a variety of functions quickly and easily and only take up one plugin slot and the commensurate resources that go along with it if you're on a computer where you need to really manage your resources carefully. A channel strip can be a day saver for sure. We also did a quick review of the EQ section of the Avid Channel Strip, and today we're going to move over to the compressor section. You're watching Ears Only Audio. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right in. So let's open up that channel strip.
Plugin, channel strip window, track.
Now I'm going to hit a keyboard command that's going to get me all the way to the end so I don't have to arrow over because the place where you enter the actual plugin parameters is all the way at the other end of the screen. So for you voiceover users on the Mac, I'm just going to hit Control Option End, and that'll bring me to the end of the screen. And having, if you are a blind Pro Tools user, having a 10 key on your keyboard is not quite required and necessary, but it sure makes things faster.
FXTDM Edit View plugin. You are currently on the vertical parameter.
Okay, so now we're in the channel strip. We're just going to arrow past
0 point peak out in 2 4 out in 0 2 out in 0 peak out 1 2 dB 0 in high pass out 2 1.0 1 2 dB 0 point out filter low pass in CMP 1.0 1.
Let's have a look at our compressor. Okay, I actually, especially on vocals, probably more than anything else, I prefer to stack compressors and to have them do two different things. So the compressor that I use on the channel strip here will almost always just grab the peaks. So I like to use a slightly higher ratio, a slightly faster attack time, and a pretty fast release time as well. And then I will use a second compressor to just kind of smooth it out and give it that cohesion that you would expect from a modern lead vocal. So I only want to get, 2, maybe 3 dB of gain reduction here because I don't want to eliminate the peaks to the point where you really hear the compressor working. I just want to shave off the tops of the loudest notes and then send that slightly more cleaned up signal over to my compressor that I'm actually going to have sort of smoothing it out. So let's just set this up right now. So I'm going to go, I normally like to use pretty low ratios. Again, especially on a vocal, unless you really want to get the character of that compressor. If maybe you're using an 1176 on a real aggressive vocal and you want to go all buttons in, that's totally cool and it sounds great. But for starters, just to shave off the highest peaks, I'm going with a higher ratio than I might normally use, but it's still low compared to what a lot of engineers will do. So we're going to go 2.5 to 1 here.
In vertical parameter, 1 point.
Crank this up.
2.31, 2.51.
Here we go.
Out of vertical parameter, 24.0 dB.
Now, this is at minus 24 at the threshold, and I have a feeling that this threshold is going to be pulled down a little bit far. So I'm going to go ahead and
vertical parameter,
move this up just a bit so that we're not compressing too much. Again, we're just hitting those peaks.
Minus 20, minus 22.4 dB, minus 21.2 dB, minus 20.6 dB, minus 20.4 dB, minus 20.2 dB,
right in this
minus 20.0 dB.
Let's just try it straight up at minus 20.
Out of vertical parameter, 0.105010.
Okay, now we're going to look at our attack time. And we're going to start with something around, say, 8 milliseconds.
In vertical parameter.
Maybe 6. Well, let's start with 6 and see how it sounds.
6.0 milliseconds. Out of vertical 50.
Now release
In
time,
vertical
we're going to
parameter,
set this
49
kind of fast. So this compressor lets go and gets out of the
23
way pretty quickly.
17.666 15.5 milliseconds.
You know, I want to set this maybe around like
18.8
so it's not super fast. I don't want it to grab and let go and grab and let go and grab and let go.
Out of
We
vertical
want a little bit of smoothness here. But let's just see what this does. And for the blind Pro Tools users out there, here is a super cool feature in the Flo Tools scripts. So
ignoring next key prep.
here.
All floating windows. Groups. Group lead box. Audio.
We are actually going to put on a gain reduction meter, and it's going to give us audio feedback of when the compressor is engaging. So let me go ahead and turn up the volume on my computer so you can actually hear this.
Watching gain reduction meter.
This is what people see when they're looking at a compressor.
Is it still working for you the way it's working for me? Is it everything you ever hoped and dreamed to be? Do I still make you smile? Do I still make you laugh? Do I give you everything you could ever ask? And do you get a chill every time that we kiss? Do you wish I never thought that it could stay like this? Let's take tonight and maybe we'll see if it's working for you the way it's working for me.
And then you can hit to engage that, you just double tap your semicolon. Then if you hit shift semicolon, it'll tell you the maximum gain reduction in that passage.
-3.
So we got -3 dB of gain reduction. Okay, so that's not bad. This is a
gain
pretty
reduction
good
monitor.
starting point. Let me turn voiceover down just a bit. I'm going to unsolo this vocal
Off.
and see what it sounds like with the band and see if we're starting to get that vocal to kind of sit just in front of the band just a little bit.
Is it still working for you the way it's working for me? Is it everything you ever...
Okay, so you hear that it's still a little quiet, but we have not done our makeup gain yet. So let's open up this channel strip. We're taking away 3 dB of gain.
Out in 2.44 out in 0.02 out in 0 peak 10 out 1 2 D 0 in high out 2 0 out low in 2 0.0 dB CMP need vertical 6236 0.0 D 0.0 dB CMP gain makeup.
Okay, this is our makeup gain for the compressor.
In vertical parameter.
We'll just what we'll do is we'll start rolling this up, and we know that we're taking away 3 dB off the top. So we can make up around that same amount. But let's just hear it in the band as I start to pull the gain makeup to 3 dB.
Is it still working for you the way it's working for me? Is it everything you ever hoped and dreamed to be? Do I still make you smile? Do I still make you laugh? Do I give you everything you could ever ask? And do you get a chill every time that we kiss? Do you wish I never saw that it could stay like this?
Okay, so now let's go ahead and just move this compressor in and out of the chain so you can hear what it's doing.
Out of vertical 32620.0 dB CF 2.5 in CMP.
And we have it doing very little, but I think
In
you will
vertical
find that it is a pretty drastic change when we take it in and out. So we're going to start with it in.
Is it still working for you the way it's working for me? Is it everything you ever hoped and dreamed to be? Do I still make you smile? Do I still make you laugh? Do I give you everything you could ever ask? And do you get a chill every time that we kiss? Do you wish I never saw that it could stay like this? Let's take tonight and maybe we'll see if it's working for you the way it's working for me.
Obviously, you can see right there that we have gotten a significant amount of perceived extra volume because we've cut down the loudest parts by 3 dB, so we were able to increase the volume of the quietest parts by 3 dB. So it sounds like the whole thing is louder, but it's not. And that's what a compressor does. And the compressor here on the Avid Channel Strip is not the most colorful compressor in the world, and that's another fantastic use for compression, and it's a great tool in your toolbox. But if you don't have a lot of color units and stuff, or you don't want them, you want them to be a little bit more transparent, like in a song like this, for example, you wouldn't want to put, say, an 1176 on that vocal necessarily, which, you know, an 1176 adds a lot of color, and most times it's a great color, but maybe not so much in this case. So maybe in this case, our best option is to use a more transparent compressor like what we have set up here. This is just the beginning of what you can do with a few things on a channel strip plugin. And for Pro Tools users, this is a free one. Completely free plugin, comes with your Pro Tools subscription. So I'm only using one plugin slot to get EQ, compression, and I can use it as a gate if I want to use the gate section. If I have any phase problems, I don't have to have a special plugin just for phase invert. I don't have to have a special trim plugin put on the on an insert just to gain it down if I need to work on some gain staging as I'm approaching my mix. I don't need to do any of that stuff. I can just put one plugin in the A slot, do some EQ, do some compression, do any other things that I might need to do to get this vocal in a place where I can decide if it needs any more processing to just sweeten it up a little bit. This is my desert island type of plugin, and I'd like to thank you again so very much for watching. This is Ears Only Audio. If you like what you're seeing and hearing, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll be talking to you again real soon. Till next time, take care of yourselves.